Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some more 7 Days to Die, shall we? Picking up where we left off with our complete beginner's guide, and you see it's almost morning. There's zombies all over the place, and we're still weak. We don't have any vitamins yet, sadly, and we're going to go ahead and just move ourselves in the direction of our quest and start hammering these out. We might be able to find some vitamins, which would be great. Rect could potentially even sell them. Okay, well, you can break this apart for brass if you want, and we'll just take it all, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to scrap this item, and we will no longer be encumbered. Now, you see how we're at this point of interest, or POI, Bobcat's Bar, and it shows in the upper right that it has one red skull. That's kind of like a difficulty rating. So if you were to get a quest at this event, or this location rather, it would be an easier POI. Now, if you start seeing more skulls, it's probably best to stay away. The enemies may be prohibitively difficult for us at this point. All right, so we're going to continue moving. And here we go. So this is the quest marker. Now these are new to version 2.0, I believe. Before it would just be like a big arrow bouncing on the ground. Now they have this kind of more interesting looking little flag that's planted. And this tells you where to start your quest. Now, I'm not doing the quest right now until I push E to interact with it. And when you do this, it might spawn enemies, but you are now, when you interact with it, it might do that. So just kind of be ready. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. Now you see the circle. This is telling me where I need to dig. So dig within this, and you're going to need to dig to a particular depth. What did I pick up? Clay? Yeah, you're getting clay soil here. So let's just go ahead and sort. And then there's some stuff that we can just get rid of, for now, from our list, we don't really need these goldenrod seeds. It's fine, but, I dumped the clay, but we're just going to pick up more clay standing here. I don't really need this oil at the moment. I'm just going to put that on the ground. All right. Now, I should mention that being encumbered by just a little bit, like 1 or 2 squares, is not the end of the world. You can actually get away with that just fine. But there's no reason to, rush to that, if I can avoid it, because we're going to get stuff in the buried supplies. Now, you have to dig to a particular depth, and keep an eye on your stamina when you're digging. You're draining it repeatedly. This circle here, always bounce out and just make sure there's no enemies approaching. As you get closer to the item that you're trying to acquire. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff on the surface, by the way, all these plants. The circle will tighten, and as it tightens, it might spawn zombies. So you don't want to be in the hole and be completely, thrown off and stuck in there, and then zombies are coming and you can't get out. I always like to kind of try to leave myself an easy way to get out if possible. So you see the hit points of the dirt, and let me just, yep, this guy is coming. So let's get out of our club. This guy is just unmistakably coming to ruin us. So let's get rid of him before he makes our life rough. And we'll just back off and, give him a couple of strikes here. Hi. You're looking in great shape. I see you've been doing 75 hard. Okay, there you go. Down. Now, I might want to craft some arrows, but I'm not in a huge rush to do that. I'm going to go down in here, and instead of just digging at the surface, I'm going to dig at these deeper levels. See how these actually have less hit points than the surface? And then sometimes it's weird, like, there we go. You hear that ding. That means the circle tightened and we're getting closer. So just make sure that there's nobody coming towards you. Now, that guy might be, but there's nobody immediately in our area. So let's just keep digging. I think you want to be about 3 down for this to find the treasure. So you do want to get some depth, but you don't want to get too deep. Now, these buried supply quests are great early game, and I always remember, I just bounce out, just make sure, is anybody coming? No. These are great early game to get food. So if you're running low on food and you have the opportunity to take one of these quests, do it, because there's a very good chance, okay, there's a ding, that you'll get food. All right, and we have a very good idea of where it is. It is probably in here somewhere, so let's dig actually right here. Not yet. All right, there it is. So just take a peek before I pick it up. Nobody. Okay. So this box down here is what you need, and just get the cursor on it and then search it, and then just take everything and now immediately jump out, because probably, yeah, enemies have spawned and they're running right at you. These enemies were not here before. They just spawn when you complete the quest. So just kind of check it out. Now, this was a very low-level quest, so there's not too many zombies. Sometimes they'll send more at you as you get higher level. All right, so what did we get? We got the supplies to turn in for the quest. We got this rotting flesh, which we don't need. And we got a sham sandwich, which is terrible. So I'm going to get rid of it. And we're still slightly encumbered, but not horrible. Now, let's go to the map and zoom out. And here's where we need to go. We need to go all the way back to Trader Wrecked, and we will. Now, they want us to build and claim land with a land block. And we're going to do that. That's just for one of the challenges. So that we can pick, like, what base that we want. And there's a few choices around here in terms of what we can fortify. But I'd really like something with a second level, if I could find one. So we'll worry about that in a moment. Hi, welcome. I know. The apocalypse, right? All right, I'm going to push Y, and all of these in green we've done. So let's just claim every quest that you can, get all these rewards, and then come out of this screen. We should have leveled up, actually. We did. It just kind of was like we were in the challenge screen, and I guess it just didn't give us the credit for it. Alright. So, we've talked about, we've been putting points in perception, and we did put a point into medium armor. Now I'm just going to keep going back here, and we're just going to raise up spears. So, I've been using this club foolishly, and we're going to go back to using our spear. We're going to buy a spearman, or impaler, and then, yeah, right. We have a better weapon. I mistakenly forgot that. Now, I'm going to get this chopped up. We might find some honey. Might find bees. Okay. We just got wood, which is fine. Let's go back to our buddy. here's a little teeny POI. So generally, there's a zombie in this tent, and we can get to it easily by just breaking the wall of the tent, or they might just break out themselves. I'll take this. Yeah, there they come. Hi! Were you camping? That's cool. Alright. And then there's a crawling zombie. The crawling zombies are, like, much more difficult than they need to be. Alright, excellent. So we got some pasta. This is really, really good. Firewood. And just take your axe and you can just easily break this apart and see if there's anything good in here. And there it is. So you see this little... Whenever you see a food pile, search it, and wow, we found beer, goldenrod flour, and chicken ration. So I'll take these 2 items. Now, I'm getting more and more encumbered, and we're going to want to do something about that. So here's a suggestion that I have for us. We haven't yet claimed a POI, or like built our base. But in the meantime, if we want, we can just craft ourselves a wooden storage crate. It's really easy. Just take some wood. Just say craft it. Great. Now here's another thing I haven't mentioned yet. Or maybe I did in the first episode. I can't recall exactly, but you have the item slots in your inventory, but you also, these on your hotbar count as separate slots. So if you want to become unencumbered, we have empty slots down here, so we can just put like some food and things down here like this, and then sort, and we're less encumbered. So that's nice. But what we want to do is put down this storage crate, and we can't put it in his property, but we could put it right here. And then you can open this, and then we can store anything that we don't need to carry. So some things that I'm not going to sell, but that I also don't really need to carry at the moment, I'm just going to put in here. We're hungry, no problem. We've got plenty of food. So just, I'm kind of dropping some things that are mildly useful. I'm actually going to probably sell these sledgehammer parts. Oops. Okay, that's the that's to put everything in there button. That's not bad, actually. That's fine. So what we want to carry with us right now is just food and water, our dukes, and things that we want to sell immediately. So I'll pick up some stuff like this, and then things I need on the road to craft with. Good. Actually, I'm going to... Have we made a knife yet? We haven't. Let's make a bone knife. Okay, great. So we made this. Next thing we want to make is a bone knife. So the bone knife, we needed bones. We now have enough bones. This allows us to skin animals. So we're going to just put this on our hotbar so that we can skin things when we need to. And we're also going to make a fire. And I'm going to craft this up. And I'm going to put this on my hotbar. Great. And then I'm going to put down the fire just kind of right here. And this will be like our little station right outside, wrecked, where we can, you know, cook things and store excess stuff. We are hungry, so let's just see what the best... the can of pasta, if I click on this, it is 15 food, so we'll just use it. Yum, yum, yum. I'm actually going to go here. There we go.
It'll be a good morning when you wipe that smirk off your face. Doing one job doesn't make us pals. Got it?
Yeah, I got it. Okay, so, he is offering us a reward, and we can get rifle, machine gun, pistol, shotgun, or baton bundle. And we're going to take the rifle bundle, simply because that is the gun for our stat. So for that reward, pick whichever gun corresponds to the stat that you've chosen to level up, whether it's perception, strength, agility, whatever. And may I see your
What's the
inventory?
matter? Can't find what you're looking for?
I can't. I'm going to sell the brass. I'm going to sell these parts. Now I have 1,000. I'm going to sell this ammo. Good, good. Next step, I'm going to sell this metal. Or the iron. I'm going to see what he's got in stock in terms of tools. And I'm going to buy a cooking pot. If you find one, great. Then you don't need to buy it, but I'd buy one.
A sale is a sale, even if it is to a scumbag like you.
Thanks, buddy. And let's get a job from him. So the next job, I like to do jobs that are super close. So that you see that once you do the first quest, he gives you a list of quests, and you can pick. And there's different types: kill the zombies, fetch, go find an item, buried supplies, like we just did. And in parentheses, it tells you how far away from him the quest is. So the closest is actually Joe's. And Joe's might be the POI that we claim. We'll see.
If you want a job from me, get moving, jackass. Just
boy.
don't pay by the hour.
So I'm going to accept this. Now, oh, you know what? I need to see if he's selling vitamins. It would be nice. You see that 1 hour, 21 minutes? That's real life time. That's me playing time. So it's going to take a while. You could search him.
You're leaving.
And he doesn't have any vitamins anyway. So the only, science stuff he has, or medical stuff he has. He does have honey. So this is really, really useful.
Well, you better get your ass to crack a book, because you're dumber than dirt.
I do need to do that. I am dumb. Thank you. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to interact with this fire by pushing E. And remember, we bought this pot. So I'm going to actually drag the pot to the fire, and you see how it sets it up over top of the fire. Now there's a pot, and I'm going to put all of my wood on there. That's fine. You can split it if you really want to. But I'm going to just put all the wood there. That's fine. And what we want to make is go to the drinking tabs. You see there's different tabs up here. There's food, drinking, medicine, chemicals. Drink water. And so water is what we want to make. So you take all the murky water that you found and just have it in your inventory. Go craft max 3 and then just say cook. And then now I'm boiling all of my murky water and making it fresh water, so there's no problem with it. And it's just going to go. And this will use wood, and the fire will stay lit and just cook all of this stuff for us. Now, if we don't turn off the fire, it'll burn all of our wood, so we do want to come back and check on that. But in the meantime, let's just run over here to Joe's. It's right next door. I'm actually going to drink this like so. We are running a little bit parched. Oh yeah, open up your container, and it gives us just a pipe rifle, which is great. So instead of our bow, we have a rifle, and it has a little bit of ammo in it, so it's kind of nice. Put the food down here, sort this up. Looks great. All right. So, here's the deal with POIs and doing quests. Look at this. We found a Great Heist magazine. We're getting recipes and experience. Oops, there's something secret down here. Or at least there's an easy... Alright, there's nothing there. But it could have been something. So we can buy food from this. POIs work this way. You can search them, loot them completely, and then if you have a quest there, when you start the quest, ooh, grilled meat. This is not bad. This is good. Take all of it. That's still good food that we can have. I'm going to put it down here. That's fantastic. What you want to do is clear it out and then start the quest, and then everything will reset, and then you can actually effectively loot this whole place twice. So it's kind of nice. This is locked. We have to go around the other way. Search mailboxes every time. There's generally magazines in there. Bow hunter. Great. Alright, now I'm not going to start this quest yet. I'm going to go in and I'm going to just clear this out. And what this will also do is help us... I'm going to rearrange this. Put my spear up here. I'm going to get the club off the bar. I don't need it. Put the shovel way over here. Torch closer here. Knife up here. That looks great. It'll kind of give us a hint as to where the zombies are hiding. Like this guy. He wants to hide back there. Sure, do that. Do exactly that. And we leveled up. And that is amazing. Right. R, take everything. Okay, so I'm going to go to level up. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and go to Spearmaster again. And every time we're just doing more damage with spears. We find more spears and parts and loot. And now, when we kill something, we get 10 stamina. So we're kind of gaining the ability to fight multiple guys at once and chain them. So it's very, very useful. Alright. Oh my god. So, you see, this is just typical. There's 2, actually, zombies in here. And you're going to notice, oh boy, that they like to just burst out. Got them. From places, and when you pre-clear a POI like this, you will really get a feel for where the surprises are going to happen. I could take both of these items. Oh boy, okay. Yeah, okay, so we got infected. The dogs are the worst, right? And we're going to need to get some honey, but that's okay. And we can definitely buy some from the trader after we finish this. So one of the things we want to do while we're looking through this place, first of all, check the toilets. I know it sounds terrible. Take that water. But one of the things we're doing as we pre-clear and set up is just seeing if the POI that we're in is actually something we'd want to move into. And what you're looking for when you determine whether or not a POI would be a good potential home, even a starter home, would be, does the POI have an easy place for you to hide and avoid swarms of enemies? And as I look at this place, oh, it has a flashlight. Fantastic. So I'll put that on my hotbar. I'll take the rags. Now, a flashlight is actually just, you know, nicer in a lot of ways than a torch. So we'll have that. There is a roof up here that we could hide on, which isn't bad. We need to actually drop down here. And just go ahead and look through the shelves. Take what you can. Paper is not great, but whatever. And look, there's a buddy there. These kind of things, people can explode out of here very easily. So just open it up and make sure there's no zomboblios in there. Okay, I don't see any, but I'm going to keep just searching every shelf. I don't need this terrible meat, but I do want the water. We can boil that. Oh, always search a pile of books, because, look, found ourselves primitive armor quality 2. So that means we could craft the same armor that we're wearing, but level 2. Alright, now, just be very careful. Here, we hear something. Dead. The man is dead. Now, another thing that's nice about this POI is that it does have a little catwalk area, too. And one way to avoid, you know, ooh, blueberry pie, the hordes on Horde Night, is to kind of cheese them by hiding up high. Now, they will try to destroy all of the blocks below that. Let's just lure them out. Oh, boy. Somebody fell off the top. Easy peasy. Do we hear another zombie? Here's something, don't I? What is it? Alright. Well, in the meantime, we got some dukes in here. I'm just gonna take everything I can. A paintbrush. That's kind of fun. I'm not going to actually keep this paintbrush. I'm just taking everything. And the reason the main goal, take the ammo pile. All right, great. We got rifle, shotgun. You can open the door here. One of the main reasons why you want to clear out a POI before you do the quest is so that you get 2 tries at all of the loot. And that mostly revolves around this, which is the nice loot. Well, yeah, sure. Now this is encumbering us a lot, and we'll have to kind of make some choices on what we want to keep. But these... Oop, we just searched this one. I don't have to break it up. Alright, so there's a bunk buster mod. Okay, interesting. I'll take all of this. Now, what do we want? What do we need? I'm going to eat this just to get some space. I'm going to scrap this bow. We just don't need it anymore. I'm going to scrap this club. We don't need that. I'm going to sort. I'm also going to scrap this other club and sort. And we're just kind of getting down here. The paintbrush... This allows you to paint buildings, and it's cool, but I'm not super excited about it. Paper is just pretty much worthless to us. I'll get rid of the oil. We don't really need lead right now. The only reason I'm keeping anything else, the torch, we're going to get rid of it. There. The only reason I'm keeping anything else, great, is because we can maybe sell it. Now, I still want to get up here. So let's see if we can figure out a good way to get up here. Here we go. That shelf has nails. That's fine. Okay. And, oh boy. So, you see how I jumped off of the wall like that? That is parkour. And, yeah, sometimes you do parkour when you don't really want to do parkour. And it can be frustrating. So I'm just going to get rid of these signs so that they don't interrupt me as I attempt to jump over here. And then I'm just going to jump straight up and look around and see if there's anything else up here that we might want. Well, there's some foul trash. How about that? And then, not really. Okay, so now I feel like we did it. We cleared this out mostly. Great. Let's go ahead then and reset the POI. So what we're going to do is reset this POI by starting the quest. Everything will reset, the enemies will come back, the loot will respawn, and then we could clear it out. And after we finish it, I think it's okay to claim this and start turning it into our temporary base. Now, we're not going to make it our permanent base, but it's a nice place, and the reason I say this is because what you want with your base is just something that's close to the trader early game so we can do quests. We can always make another base, use another land claim block later, and relocate. And this is just an easy one for us to kind of fix up. And we will get into that next episode. Everyone, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you're still finding this series to be useful and fun. We're going to complete a quest. We're, infected. So we want to make sure that that infection stays in a manageable range. We can spend all of our money and buy honey from, you know what? we're close enough to the trader right now. Let's just do that. Actually, guess what? I'm not going. It's so close, I'm not going to. And the reason I'm not going to is because we might get bit by the dog again. So let's just clear this out and then do it. And see... Oh, we found vitamins. Take one, get rid of our weariness. Great, or weakness rather. We're no longer weak. So we got rid of that, which is absolutely huge. And if we find a stump, we could try to clear out and, you know, get our own honey. But I'm just worried that we'll get infected right again, and it'll be sad. So let's just clear this out and then go back to the trader. All right, everybody. I'll check you next time. Take care.